Hello and welcome back to Off The Crossbar Euros Watch Day 17 with myself, Regan Walsh, and as ever my co-presenter Brad. How are you on this Saturday morning?
It's Saturday and it's game day. Don't like how I said that. Very weird. I wish I should really start planning my interest.
You should do. But the quarterfinals are officially here. We've had two games yesterday and we have the final two set of games today. But before we look into today's games, we'll obviously look back into the first set of fixtures, and it was chaos as Switzerland played Spain in St. Petersburg.
If I could step in on chaos, like we described the penultimate day of the last 16 game as chaos.
Well,
This was merely a kerfuffle. You will.
yes, definitely not as chaotic as that last day of the round of 16 or even the last day of the group stages. Spain scored within opening 10 minutes. Jordi Alba took a shot and it deflected off Denis Zakaria, and it went past Jan Sommer for early opener for Spain, who dominated, you got to say, the first half.
Well, I could almost say almost the whole game.
Yeah.
We were used to this now at this point. Spain have a lot of the possession, and majority of the times they're not going to do anything with it. The other times they're going to have a chance that they just should score and they don't.
Yeah, or when they do score, it just seems to be pure luck, either down to bad defending or something fluky. I mean, this one here, Denis Zakaria, I always hate when defenders do that. Like,
is he a defender? He's more of a midfielder who likes to defend him.
Yeah, but in this situation, I'm
has he been on the bench every game?
Yeah, I think this was his first game starting.
Oh, typical.
Tries to stick his foot out to send the ball around the post, but instead it takes a wicked deflection and sends Jan Sommer the opposite way, because if he doesn't take his foot out there, Jan Sommer is collecting that easily.
Oh yeah, but in the moment, you see the chance to block it, it's just instinct.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw that...
Let's be honest, with the way Jan Sommer was going in this game, who knows, he could have just jumped out and saved it.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was absolutely phenomenal in this game, just pulling off some absolute top saves.
Some of them were straight aim, but...
Yeah, well, you still got to save it either way, whether they're straight at you or they're going absolute top bins. You still got to save it. Like I said, Spain dominated the rest of that first half, possession-wise, and they created a few chances. Unfortunately, though, for Switzerland, after 23 minutes, Briel Mbolo had to go off, which looked like a pulled hamstring, I think it is, that he's done.
Yeah, once the hammy gone.
Yeah.
He finished.
Yeah, never some good news for him. Then second half comes along. Again, not really much first 20 minutes or so. It's quite tame.
Yeah.
I think Spain were just happy, obviously, with the 1-0 lead. They knew that Switzerland had to come out and try and do something more.
Yeah, for Switzerland, losing someone like Embolo who does drive them forward a bit, it's gonna have an effect.
Yeah, because whilst Seferovic is good and will get you the goals every now and again, he's not the one to get the build-up play. He's the finisher of the build-up play most times.
Yeah, but the job of the creating role would usually fall on someone like Granit Xhaka or Xherdan Shaqiri. Xhaka's out, and Shaqiri got lucky.
Yeah, scored once again at this tournament after a massive cock-up from the Spain defence from Pau Torres and...
Spain did everything right, but then they just shoot themselves in the foot so much.
Yeah. He's like, oh, okay, you're looking quite decent in this tournament. Okay. Might not be wowing people away, but dominating possession, winning games. But defensively, there's still the problems.
Just go, well, we're going to have like another 100 chances anyway. Here you go, lads.
Yeah, you can have one, score it, but just no weird.
We're about to score one of them.
Yeah, and then less than 10 minutes later, the assist provider Remo Freuler is sent off.
Do you want to start on that one? Because
I mean,
who could have bet that the first unbelievably stupid decision in this Euros would be given by an English referee?
Yeah, I mean, you can see he's got the ball, but for some reason he decides not to change his mind with the tackle, and I was like, I know.
The thought process is if I put my rose-tinted Peter Wilson glasses on, the view is that it's dangerous play.
Yeah.
His foot is
Feet
in
were
the
high.
both of his like how do you define high?
Well, yeah, I
They're
don't.
about 2 inches off the ground.
Yeah, what you say? What class is as high nowadays? Because anything like off the ground is now apparently high, but you can clearly see he's trying to get the ball, and it's just with the follow through that he's made the contact with Moreno, and there's nothing he can do with it.
No, it's particularly harsh. It's a yellow. I think it's definitely yellow, but straight red. Like, come on, that's just a bit harsh.
Yeah,
Actually, not harsh. It's a terrible decision.
Yes. Rest of that second half, not a lot really happened. I mean,
I gained one thing of any notoriety, and that's Gerard Moreno seemed to have put on Alvaro Morata's boots.
Yeah.
Because that man could not score.
And then extra time, beckoned. Not really the most entertaining of extra times that we've had. I mean,
the second Switzerland went down to 10 men, it was very much penalties. We're going for penalties.
And it seemed that Spain themselves seemed, I wouldn't say quite happy, but they thought if it was going to go there, then I think they were going to be happy that they could get the job done.
It was just very much 10 men behind the ball, soak it all up. They've got a break for us.
Yeah. However, let's talk about these penalties.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ, were
like,
they some of the worst penalties?
It stopped short being the worst penalty shootout ever. But, yeah, this wasn't great, was it?
You know, I mean, it all started off...
Like, I could go for the Swiss ones all I want, but the worst one of the lot was definitely the first one from Sergio Busquets.
I have no idea what he was trying... Like, he's trying to put too much placement on that into the bottom corner.
It's all right doing the calm penalty, but when you mess that one up so badly, it looks horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, he's walking so slow and then skip, like, it's the post. Whenever I say penalty, I think it must be harder to hit the post than to actually miss it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's always funny.
I never understand how you can miss a penalty.
Well, okay, I can understand how you miss a penalty. But, yeah, there's a lot of the penalties, but I don't know if Switzerland were just knackered.
Yeah, I mean, it's the second time in a week that Switzerland have had to go to penalties. Obviously, Spain, fortunately, didn't have to in their game. But yeah, it just, I think, tiredness came about, and you could see it in these penalties. Gavranovic scored his, then Dani Olmo equalised. Fabian Schär and Rodri both missed theirs, and then Manuel Akanji as well. And at that point, once Akanji missed his, I thought, this is going to go on forever because no one's going to fucking score again.
Yeah, but he tried to skip as well, but it almost looked like he hesitated. It's just he's like Cyrano Siemens already dived.
Yeah.
Anyway, bad penalty.
I mean, even the commentator said before Akanji took his, like the one that he took the other day, he looked nervous before scoring. I was like, he actually did think about it, and again, he looked quite nervous taking it. I'm like, if you're not confident,
got a nervous face.
Well, yeah, that might be the thing. But if you're not confident with it, don't put your name forth. Obviously, if you get down to the latter stage of the penalties, you have to take him.
Switzerland took a lot of their attackers off.
Yes.
Even in the last one, you didn't see Seferovic, Brill and Bolo, Shaqiri take one. When you think, well, they're the big names, they would be staying on the pitch to take them, but no.
Yeah. Gerard Moreno scored his quite comfortably. Ruben Vargas then missed his, which would have been, or turned out to be the decisive one.
Ruben Vargas, if you remember, only just scored his against France. I think his was the one that he hit straight at Lloris and he failed save. Like, he had the same face. I was like, he's missing this so badly. And he did all Chris Waddle.
And then Mikel Oyarzabal scored the winner to send Spain through, winning 3-1. And they will advance to next Tuesday's semi-final, where they will face Italy as the Italians beat Belgium 2-1. Italy were just, once again, absolute different class in this game.
Thank God it wasn't boring.
Yes.
Like, is this what I have to do now to just like lower the hype expectations and
Hmm.
make me feel better about this game?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, good game. I want to stop at saying end to end because
Yeah, I
I feel
don't.
like Italy had the majority of it. Belgium had the odd chance, but
Hmm.
like it did quieten down at one point, which was a bit there was just a bit left to say on it.
Yeah.
But Italy are just yeah,
They're on a new
they're
level.
pretty unreal. They're pretty...
Yeah. So the Italians thought they scored after 13 minutes through Leonardo Bonucci, but his goal was ruled out offside as when the penultimate ball before he touches it in, his knee was offside, which was the correct decision. I thought it was from the initial free kick. I didn't realise who played that ball to him, like the little flick.
I don't remember who it was exactly, but I think Chiesa.
Yeah, I was thinking, was it Chiesa? Because they seemed to show Chiesa afterwards.
We know
Um,
who it wasn't because they were lying on the floor in clear agony.
yes. But
Oh,
yeah, that
like
goal was.
I've seen all the rants, but the Italians, they're such cheating bastards. This is proof you've never watched football before. It's
Mm,
literally their thing. They are the masters of the dark arts.
exactly, that is what they are known for. Um, and then after that, Italy just dominated that first half. Uh,
There was one.
Nicolo,
There was.
gone.
If I could just stick on the dark art stuff, because there was one in the second half, like at the start of it, De Bruyne had like sort of shoved Jorginho.
Yeah,
He was leaning at the barrier. I'd have if I was him, I'd have fully like just lived it out. I'd have lined up the barrier, just like just my head, just only my head up against it.
yeah.
He could have killed me.
But yeah, that second half. Sorry, not the second half. The rest of that first half, Italy were just uh, incredible. Nicolo Barella, I've got to say, standout player in that game for Italy.
Well, they all stood out. I think they all played very well.
Yeah, Barella scored the actual opener in this one. Nice goal, and then he turned provider as he set up Lorenzo Insigne to double the lead. Nice goal from Insigne.
He's just lucky that the defenders just didn't want any of it because they were backing up so much. It was pretty bad. One of them, there's three of them. One of
Yeah,
you's got to go soon.
they were
Like,
backing up so
can't
much
be
you would have
doing
thought
that.
they were back in Belgium. How far away from him they were. A minute or so later,
This is
as
the
we're
this has been the tournament of the finesse shot as well. Some of the
yeah,
curling beauties we have seen in this tournament.
exactly. It's just top tier.
Is it the ball? Is the ball just easy to swerve?
I don't know. I haven't seen that ball actual like physical viewing rather than like because obviously if you remember the most swerve ball is the Jabulani.
No, that's not a ball. That is
Exactly.
some sort of flotation device.
Yeah. But before we got to half time, Belgium were awarded a penalty after Jeremy Doku was fouled.
Oh, don't sound that guy out. My God, he looks unreal.
Yeah.
Oh,
What are your thoughts on that penalty, though?
yeah, definitely a penalty. He shoved him.
I don't
A
think
soft
it's.
one. Don't get me wrong. It's a very soft
It's
one, but there is the contact.
yeah. But I think that's for me. Like, as just you got outstrengthed or outstrengthened, not outstrengthed. Outstrengthened is the correct terminology there.
Get it
But
right.
yeah, Lukaku steps up, slots it past Donnarumma, gives them a bit of confidence as they head into half time. But they had the chances in the second half. They just forgot how to score Belgium, it seemed.
Yeah, like Lukaku didn't have a bad game. He missed that ruthless clinical edge that we know he has.
Yeah,
The killer instinct. Did he remember he was playing Italian defenders?
he thought he was playing in Syria. But
But
yeah,
he's just come off a record breaking season in that, so clearly wasn't
exactly.
in the same mood.
Yeah, I mean, whilst it looked like his shot was really badly missed, it was actually a good clearance from Spinazzola off the line. However, he had to go off injured in the second half with a torn Achilles, and he's going to be out for a good few months, unfortunately.
Yeah, like the reaction said, it was a tournament ender.
Yeah.
For him, but it's a bit just sad. The way it happens, right? Like, just completely off the ball.
Just, I mean, I know we said the whole Italy team has been incredible this tournament, but I said it from quite a few games. Spinazzola and Locatelli have been the standout players for me in this Italy side, and it's just a real shame that he's going to miss the tournament now.
Yeah, like I feel like he was someone that would have been looked at as well by clubs.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how Italy do now line up without him in the lineup. Obviously, Emerson Palmieri came in for him, but I don't think Emerson really has that same effect going forward as Spinazzola did.
Well, the whole thought process you'd think of this Italy team is whoever you put in is still going to do the same job.
Mm-hmm.
So if it still works for them from a team perspective, then it won't look much different.
Yeah. Few more chances for Belgium in that second half, but they just couldn't seem to convert. Donnarumma made a good few saves, but
it wasn't to be. It wasn't to be for Belgium, and that you could always say is their best chance ever gone.
You never know, because I mean, the World Cup is
how many of them are going to be left for that?
What, the World Cup?
Yeah.
I mean, it's only 16 months away. That's the thing.
All of their defenders are over the age of 30. But not even just over the age of 30, they're like 32, aren't they? Maybe way older.
Toby Alderweireld's the youngest at 32. Vermaelen's 35. Vertonghen's 34. Thomas Meunier's 29. I know he wasn't really playing at the back, but he's a part of the defensive line.
And I find it very unlikely. I don't think De Bruyne will retire for international football, but you just look at the injuries that he gets.
Yeah, I think, well, he's going to probably miss a bit of time for Manchester City because he said he was playing. What was his injury? Did he say he was playing through in that game? It was something to do with his foot.
I don't know, but it did sound like when I saw him start, I was like, oh, that's surprising because he looked way more injured than Hazard did.
Yeah.
So it looks like they don't want to lose De Bruyne, so they're just going to play him anyway and see how he does.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been one big tackle on him and he would have been done.
Yeah. That was it. He said he had a tear in his ligaments in his foot.
You don't play when you've got ligament tears.
Yeah, it's just stupid. Like, he said he didn't want to...
That's how they get worse.
Yeah. He said he didn't want to, put his nation down, but it's one of them, you got to put your own health first rather than that, because now he's more than likely going to have surgery now that his season's done. His tournament's done, not his season, because the season hasn't started. But that recovery time for Manchester City could be 2-3 months. And just, I know we're not talking about Manchester City, but if we had a quick look at their start of their season, obviously they played Tottenham the first game of the season. Then they head to Norwich. They've got Arsenal in there, Leicester, Southampton. The return of the Champions League will happen in that stage, and then they face Chelsea at the end of September and Liverpool at the start of October. So they could be some crucial games he could miss for Manchester City.
Well, yeah, I understand the point, but that's also a Manchester City team that doesn't exactly have a lack of options to replace him.
And especially if they still want to try and get Jack Grealish into that side
fuck
off. So, it's going to be very cautious to see how.
They've got Ferran Torres, they don't need him.
It'd be very interesting to see what the diagnosis is and how long he's out for Manchester City. But enough about club football. We're talking about the Euros, and it's time to look to today's action. Starting off at 5 o'clock from Baku is the Czech Republic taking on Denmark. I mean, we talked about it in the quarterfinal preview. Both teams good opportunities, but I am as we've got closer to kickoff today, I know as a time of recording, we're still over 6.25 hours away. But I'm feeling really good about Denmark. I don't know why.
Like it's the good mood of everyone getting behind them.
Yeah.
As we've said, basically, they're now riding a wave of the neutral fans.
Yeah.
They have become Leicester City.
Everyone just seems to want Denmark to do really well, and
as do I, until the semi-finals.
Well, yeah. I think every Englishman is like, go on, Denmark, until we play you next round, if we get through.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But no, I think this game could still be quite open.
Yeah. Like we've said in the preview, there's no real clear winner. Both teams have got really good players. I mean, you look at Damsgaard, Pierre-Emil Højbjerg in the Denmark team, and then you look at the Czech Republic, how well they've actually done, which many people have been surprised.
You just didn't even say any Czech Republic players then, that was harsh.
I was just about to get onto it. Obviously Patrick Schick. Yes, Patrick Schick scoring the goals. Souček's done well. Vladimir Kufal and Thomas Hollish in defence have done really well. And I think it's, for me, how probably they've looked so impressive is due to it down to being the third place teams, because I don't know whether if we had this expanded to the same amount of groups as the World Cup and it was just the top two teams, I don't think they would have actually, obviously they wouldn't have progressed to the knockout rounds. But yeah, it's...
No, but I still think, like, even though they finished third, I'd still think they impressed. Out of all the third place teams, they could almost argue they were the most impressive. But the physicality has outdone a few teams. Yeah,
and they have looked really good in their games. And I know they lost to England in the last group game, but even that, you got to say they weren't really out of that game.
I just call that whole game pure boredom.
Well, yeah. It's going to be very, very interesting. I know we did it on the previous show. I've gone with Denmark going through on penalties. You've got Denmark winning in the 90, but I don't know whether it is going to be that easy for them.
And it'll be close. That's all I can really gather for this one.
Yeah. Final game now sees Ukraine take on England from Rome at 8 o'clock.
When in Rome, as they say. This has to be as straightforward as we hope it will be.
Yeah.
Like, the pressure's on, like, even more than it was the last one, if anything, because what's the point of beating Germany and then not getting as far as we know they can go?
Yeah, 100%.
Are they already dusting off the, at least we beat Germany trophy? Like, I don't want that trophy put out anyway.
Yeah, I just want them to purely go, right, that's one game done. Let's focus on this game and make sure that we're not overhyped about that Germany victory and do silly mistakes in this game against Ukraine that could end up them losing.
Yeah. And I won't criticise whatever team gets put out. You just have to accept it at this point because, he's earned the right to be trusted. Yeah,
according to today's reports in The Athletic, Mason Mount is set to come back into the starting 11 and Jadon Sancho is meant to start from the off, which is good, so we can actually get some game time rather than 7 minutes.
Hold on a second, wait. So let me get my whiteboard and pins out just to connect the dots. Sancho doesn't play any minutes while he's a Borussia Dortmund player. Jadon Sancho just agrees with Manchester United. Set to start.
He has something against the Bundesliga, so that means, Jude, we're not going to see you anytime soon.
You might as well go home.
Yeah.
Why are you on the plane?
They're also saying
where are your parents?
He's set to revert to a back four in this game, which I think everyone expected. We said it on the preview of the round of 16 that he would go back to a back four for this game.
Do you think he goes Walker or Trippier?
That's the thing. I've done my 11 since learning that team is, and that was the position where I wasn't too sure whether he goes Kyle Walker or Kieran Trippier. Like, I was tossing it up just before I joined you, and I've gone with Kyle Walker starts at right back.
I think Walker's more suited to the 4.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have been against it if it was Trippier either. I think it's the midfield that's interesting because there's also the question of fitness as well, and the yellow cards with Rice and Phillips.
I think them two still start.
Yeah. Like, Southgate won't drop them, one of them, because of that. If he does, it's the question of do you bring in Henderson or Bellingham in that case.
I mean,
Mason,
we all know who it's going to be.
Henderson, we know that. But Mount's going to come back in.
Yeah.
That's for certain. The front three, I can see why Sancho does get brought in, because if Saka that drops out because of him being a doubt for the game, Sancho is right-sided. Yeah, you want to keep Raheem Sterling on the left.
Yeah, that's why I've gone with the front three of Sancho, Kane, and Sterling. I don't see Foden coming back into this starting 11.
No, what a waste of blonde hair, though.
Yep. Now just getting bullied for looking like Miley Cyrus rather than.
I like a bit of Miley.
Rather than Potty in the USA later on tonight.
The best one you could come up with.
It was literally the first thing I thought of. However,
I was trying to pick up one better than that. Like, I didn't want to say that one.
You obviously can't write off Ukraine. We look at the likes of Yaremchuk and Yarmolenko, who have been big players in this Ukraine squad. Obviously, they've got Alexander Zinchenko as well. It's just, you would say, okay, this is a clear route victory for England, but you can't write off anything and potentially write off the script, because I mean,
it's going to be it will be a case of whether their fitness still holds up, because they look knackered or not. And the fact that we're travelling as well, it's not going to. But they should be able to hold up. They've had enough time to rest on it.
Yeah, they last played on Tuesday.
Yeah, but so did we. But the bonus we've got is we haven't done as much travelling.
And haven't played 120 minutes yet in a game, so
yeah,
there is that benefit to take into account. But yeah, going to be very interesting to see. And a reminder of our predictions: we've both gone for England to win that game, and so far we're 2 for 2 in the quarterfinals. We both went with Spain to win that. Obviously, you said after extra time. I said Spain through 90, so we're counting that as a win rather than. I know it did go to penalties, but we still got that right. And then we both gone with Italy.
It's all in the technicalities.
Yeah, we both went with Italy as well. I said after extra time, you said on penalties. So yeah, not bad. Other bits of news that we've had this week in terms of transfers. Obviously, Manchester United and Dortmund announced that they had reached an agreement in principle for Jadon Sancho, 85 million euros or 73 to 75 million pounds, which is an absolute steal for Manchester United considering what Dortmund were asking for last summer. We've saved ourselves like 35 to 38 million, I think.
Well, that was always going to be the plan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ed Woodward, why you get rid of him? Clearly genius.
Because it wasn't him, it was John Murtagh.
There was also the little detail of the Super League, but
yeah. Then news emerged, was it the same day or was it the following day that Sergio Ramos is set to join PSG on a 2-year deal?
It was 2 days ago. Was it?
Yeah.
2 days ago for Gordy. Yeah, not the worst option. That's probably where I would have seen him going. I didn't see him in the Premier League.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Although he had been linked with United in the past, I thought he's not going to join. I think his style of play wouldn't really work as much in the Premier League, and I think he would be well suited to this PSG squad. But they're getting some really good free agents this summer. Gini Wijnaldum, Donnarumma, who is all but confirmed, and Sergio Ramos, as well as signing Achraf Hakimi.
Like that lot are so desperate for the Champions League.
Yeah. And then another bit of news that came out as well is that Manchester United are interested in signing French defender Rafa Varane. He's got a year left on his contract, and apparently he wants to move on from Real Madrid this summer. Apparently, 50 million euros.
Yeah, that's a bit baffling.
Mm.
We were saying Ben White is worth the same amount as Rafael Varane.
That's crazy.
In modern world, yes.
Mm. But yeah, very good sign for United. Definitely helps us out at
It's the
centre-back.
one. It's the kind of signing that makes you go, okay, maybe United could be the title challenge.
Yeah, I still think though, centre defensive midfielder or the number 6 position, whatever you want to call it, is something that United need sorting out, because it's just a massive problem, because you can't be playing Pogba and Fernandes and then someone like.
If you're keeping Pogba, get the man as defensive midfielder to play next to. Look what it brings out of him.
Yeah, 100%. So it'll be very interesting to see, obviously, how United go from there, if they can
Just
get.
go and sign Kante. That's
Jesus Christ, the Chelsea wouldn't want that to happen.
no, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, but yeah,
It's
definitely.
not one matter.
It's going to be an interesting summer as we now edge towards the end of the tournament with a week left. Expect to see deals start ramping up now. Right, that's all the news and talk. We'll be back tomorrow to
It's weird.
review.
We always have less to talk about, and yet somehow these get longer.
Incredible. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow to review the final 2 quarter-final games and look ahead to Tuesday and Wednesday's semi-finals. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you never miss a post from us. And we'll be back tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Brad.
See ya. Bring it home, you boys.
We'll see you soon.